Killa Kela podcast. KillaKelaOfficial.com.
This is the sound of the Killa Kela beatbox body part sample pack. Over 120 loops, samples, and one-shots for your music production. Exclusively on Splice. One, two, behaviours. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Killa Kela podcast. Serves you fucking right. This is the mighty illaman. Now, for those of you who don't know who illaman is, he's one of my favourites. Bad boy MC from the northwest areas, Tomb Crew, to name a few. But we're going to break it down like this. How are you?
I'm a bit hungover, if I'm honest with you, bruv.
Yeah?
But I'm all right. I'm good, mate.
Was it all rave?
All rave, mate. I was in Manchester last night, innit?
Manchester.
Yeah. Up in Manny at the Victoria Warehouse. Had a little bit of a dance.
Drinking a grin.
Yeah, drinking a grin, bruv. I like that. I like that.
What's the prep for a gig at the moment for illaman?
Varies, you know, bruv.
Yeah.
Varies, man. Some star jumps.
Star jumps.
Man's getting older now, innit? So got to limber up before I go mental.
Those ones that Madonna does, you know, where you'll put your hands in a circle.
Chinese man do a really cool thing backstage. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to talk about it, but they do like a really cool like group thing.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, really nice. Everyone gets in a circle. You know, I've never done anything like that before. So you get in a circle and you say a few words, and it's cool. But yeah, mate, just a fucking normally a little shot of something, just to, you know what I mean, get a bit of Dutch courage and that, and just star jumps, a shot.
This ain't nothing new to you though, because you know we've come up through the ranks together and we've crossed past many different intervals.
Yeah.
More recently with our collaborations, but
yeah,
you've been quite the figurehead of the UK scene in terms of self-sufficiency.
Oh,
as
I like
an MC.
that. I like that, mate. Yeah, I'd agree with that.
You know what I mean?
I'd agree with that.
Foreign Beggars.
Mm-hmm. Family.
Yeah. Gang. But you've also been like, look, you know, you knocked about in different genres, didn't you? Mm. Early doors.
Oh yeah. I'm a music slut, bruv. No, I love it. Yeah. No, you know, I've started out doing metal. And I'm very bad with the years. But I was 16. Went to North Westminster Community School in Paddington. Met some wonderful guys. You know, I had this very fucking mixed bag of friends. I had the rude boys from the estate who were like Versace, Reebok Classics, Averexes, you know, Harachis. And then I had the grungy skater mates who were like long hair, skateboards, blue bolt jeans, chains with a wallet on it. Do you know what I mean? Like,
the way to be, yeah.
Yeah, I had exactly.
The balance.
Exactly. I had this real mad balance of friends. So I was into garage and jungle. I was into jungle, heavily into jungle, and got into garage. But yeah, I was into that. So I was in between this group of friends, but it was cool because I got on with everyone, you know. And my skatery mates were like, you know, let's go and find a rehearsal room. And no, they went and found a rehearsal room because they
a band.
No, we weren't a band. Yeah, they weren't a band. They were just like, we were all just mates, and you know, they were learning instruments. Rolly, love you, and he was learning the bass. My mate Jim, rest in peace, he was learning guitar, playing a bit of drums. And Ray, another good friend I went to nursery with, he was learning guitar. He was into Oasis and stuff like that. Jim was into like Korn, Limp Bizkit. Rolly was into like the heavier stuff, you know, Machine Head.
Go.
What's the other band? I forget the name of them now. Anyway, like Lamb of God. That heavy, like, So they were all into all this different stuff, and I was MCing a bit at the time. I was doing like little radio things, like picking up the phone. Yeah, I'll take the 213. Yeah, you know them ones. You know, before there was internet and you know, Instagram and tweeting and whatnot. It was all like 2 rings for the reload of that. You know what I mean? The phone pops twice. You got to reel up the tune. You know what I mean? So
golden.
Them days. So yeah, I was MCing a bit. I weren't really writing bars, so to speak. I was kind of just copying Skibber, and well, I couldn't really copy Deck because He's like not very easy to. Remember that MC there? You
Mate.
you couldn't really combo. Skipper.
These two combos.
Yeah, mate. Them two together on a Brocky set was nuts. I used to love that shit.
Oh, dude, I remember that.
Brocky
I remember that. I used to have tapes with Brocky.
Yeah, me
with
too.
Skipping
Man. Yeah, love that stuff, bro.
Yeah.
You know, little JVC tape player and that. So yeah, I was into that stuff, and we were all mates, obviously, and they were like, "Yo, we're gonna go and book this rehearsal room by the skate park down in West, you know, the Westway skate park."
That's right. Yeah.
Excuse me, chicken. The Westway skate park, and yeah, they used to skate there, and they found us rehearsal because the walk back to Rolly's house, he lived on the Amberley estate in Warwick Avenue, so the walk back to his house. Excuse me. They found the rehearsal room, so they like popped in there, and obviously, you know, them days you could smoke inside. You know, but basically it was a spot for us to take booze and weed into and like smoke and drink and fuck up.
Enough, yeah.
So them guys booked in. They were like, "Yo, come down and have a jam," and we had a jam, man, and it was fun as fuck. You know, I'd never really interacted with guitars and live instruments before because I was only like 15. Do you know what I mean? And they were doing something different, but. I was a bit like, oh, that's just cool. And they were like, try some shouting, try some like, you know, and I was like, like, I couldn't do it, you know, because there's a technique to screaming and stuff. So I was just like MCing over the heavy stuff, you know?
Yeah.
There's a real technique to it. It took me years to like stop my throat from bleeding when I screamed. It was crazy.
I'm going to circle back on this because I find that very interesting.
Yeah. Well, of course, yeah, the whole vocal thing.
Totally, dude. Yeah, hell yeah.
So yeah, you know, them days. So I started out doing that, you know, and then we formed a band and we did some gigs. We did a Battle of the Bands. Our first gig was at the Garage in Highbury in Islington.
Wicked.
Yeah, played a Battle of the Bands, 9 bands.
What year was that?
I want to say 2006,
Yeah.
but it might have been 2004.
Right.
Maybe even before. Oh, mate, my brain is so bad for it, you know.
Yeah.
Don't do drugs, kids. Nah. So yeah, it was around then, and we played downstairs. It was I've gone in there now, and some of the stuff I've obviously gone on to do has been enormous. But when we first walked in that room, we were like, "Oh, this is massive!
Yeah.
Whoa, we're gonna be on that stage."
Overwhelming.
So we had a really big group of friends, man, and we invited everybody. Like my mum came, you know, everyone came. Like, my mum was a bit of a raver, so she came down. I think my grandmother even came, man. Them days she was doing tequila and all that with all my mates. Yeah, Nan was on the wave, bro. Yeah, my Nan's been to gigs, bruv, and I've been looking for her, and I'm like, "Yo, where's my Nan?" And my mate's gone, she's at the bar with Des. What the fuck is she doing? Like,
That's amazing.
like, what are you doing? Trying to get my Nan waved. But yeah, so yeah, you know, we bought, like, honestly, there must have been like 200-300 people there for us. And it was our first ever gig, man, and we won this competition, you know, and we were like,
Great.
and then we were just like some little stoner kids that like got mash up, you know, and we'd done this competition, and we were like, wow, being on stage is cool, bro. I like this shit.
Yeah.
So yeah, we formed a band, and yeah, we were together for 9 years. So I started out doing that, basically, and then obviously, you know, went on to do many, many other things. And
What was the jump? What was the jump between that? You know, how did you raise your profile on that?
It's a bit of a sad one.
Okay.
Our guitarist passed away, Jim.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace, indeed. You absolute legend.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he passed away, and you know, it was a really tough time for us all, like really difficult. Didn't really know, because that point we had management and we had like lawyers about, and we were negotiating with labels. We were talking to Relentless at the time. Guy called Shabs, I think his name was. He just signed So Solid, I think. Again, it's a bit, but anyway, we were in talks with Virgin and Relentless, because I think Relentless was a subsidiary of Virgin. Or anyway, so we were literally like in the label headquarters, like having meetings with them, like trying to work out, because yeah, we'd mixed this garage MC hip hop metal drum and bass thing, and it, you know, it really worked. When we found our feet, we like mixed all these styles together. So labels were like, "Whoa, this is cool. This is something different."
And what was the name of the?
Flicked was the name of the band. Yeah. So yeah, obviously when Jim passed away, you know, it kind of it threw us, you know, pretty fucking heavily. And we played a gig with a band called, I mean, there's loads of little events, and to be honest, my brain, I try and piece them all together sometimes. But we played with a band called Downset anyway, 2 shows. And Downset were a band from LA, and the bass player was, the bassist was connected to Cypress Hill.
Oh.
He was mates with Muggs
Right.
from Cypress Hill. So I think he used to play with the bass lines and all the Cypress Hill shit.
Hello. Wicked.
Or he'd played some bass lines on some type of... Anyway, so we were like, these dudes, man, we supported them and they loved our shit. We were like, yo, this is wild. It's like proper British with this crazy, and it's got raps in it. And I've heard a lot of metal with rapping in it. And it's not, the rappers aren't normally very good. They're a bit cheesy and their flows aren't very... it's very on the button, their flows where I was a bit skippy and fucking, because of the garage and drum and bass thing, I was just like, that's all over the, the beats, so they loved it. So he connected me with Muggs from Cypress Hill through my manager at the time, and he sent us a load of beat CDs over. So I started recording on these beats, and then, Jim passed away, and I was like, and that's how I got into writing to beats.
I see.
Because I'd never been given instrumentals before. It's a very different process writing to someone put a beat on, you loop it, the beat's on, you can sit there for 5 hours penning. But with the band, it was like we had 6 hours. No, we had 4. We used to book it for 4 hours, and sometimes we had 6 hours if we had a bit extra cash, because obviously we were young, we fucking broke. You know what I mean? A few of us were working. I wasn't working at the time. Rolly and Ray were working. I think Jim might have been as well. So we were all, anyway. And getting, obviously I couldn't be like, yo, just play that drum loop for 3 hours while I write a rap. You know what I mean? It was like, no, bro, So, I'd never really written to beats before, so it was certainly for me. So that's how I moved into writing to beats. And unfortunately, nothing ever came of the Mug stuff. To be honest, I was good, but I wasn't very good. Do you know what I mean? If I'd have jumped on Mug's beats now, he'd have been like, fuck, man. But I was good.
But you were cutting your chops on some heavy duty beats.
Exactly. Thrown in at the deep end, literally, man. It's like, have some of that. So that was how I got into writing to beats, and then just realised I really enjoyed that too. And I recorded like fucking 30 songs, man, for these Mugs. Like maybe about 25 songs for this Mug stuff. And that's how I got into writing to beats, I had this little studio in Kentish Town I used to go to. The guy used to give me weed. It's pretty cool.
Nice. Yeah. Circling back around the vocal thing, because obviously we didn't have time, like incubation, but you was going through like defining things and sounds, anyway. Defining sounds and how you project your voice and shit like that. Like, how influential was that more aggressive sound of like the heavier side of thrash? How was that?
When you say influential to me,
like with your voice.
not at all, because I didn't like it.
Didn't like it. What's the technique that you have to have with that kind of vocal?
Well, it's because I didn't know. I had no idea. I used to just shout as aggressively as I could, and it was just like, there was no. I wasn't directing my voice. I wasn't projecting any sound. I was just like, I was shouting.
Yeah.
Just shouting as loud as I possibly could, and I was hurting my throat, and there was times I was coughing up blood in the studio, because I'd like rip bits, I'd like,
Yeah.
And we did a Metal Hammer tour in 2009. Mate, the dates are so blurry, but we did a Metal Hammer tour anyway.
Yeah.
And my manager at the time, Jo, she was like, you need to go and get vocal lessons, or you need to go and speak to somebody about your voice, like how to use it, because you're going to do, it was 29 shows. And and
you just haven't worked the technique out.
And she was just like, you're going to lose your voice, And I was like, nah, I'll be all right, Little rebellious young me, just like, nah, I'll drink some beer and I'll be fine.
Yeah.
And she was like, no, you need to go and I've got you guys on this tour. You have to go and do some vocal coaching. So I went and did that. And very funny. I walked into this room and it was this little old lady. I cannot remember what area it was in. It was in Maida Vale somewhere.
Yeah.
And I've walked into this house, and there's this little old lady sat at a piano. She's like, hello.
Yeah.
Sit down.
Yeah, I've been there, dude. I know this one.
Sit down,
Yeah.
All right, cool. Play me some of your music. Put it on. She's like, oh, okay. So, and then she said, all right, cool. So, can you hit these notes? She played some notes on the piano. And she's like, try and hit these notes, and
using that voice.
Sorry, so using my normal voice,
right.
Just like, so I was doing, I can't remember the bloody notes now, but she was like, when you project your voice, can you feel in the back of your teeth the sound, how you're doing it? And I was like, I can feel like a reverberation, like a real, I can feel like pressure, like from
That's right.
doing it different ways. So she was like, basically, what you need to learn to do is just project it outwards, and from here, obviously, and project it outwards rather than, open your mouth more and get the sound out. So I was like, it didn't really make sense to me at the time. But I practiced a lot.
Yeah.
Obviously rehearsing up to the gig and just started thinking about how I was projecting my voice more, and then ended up learning how to scream.
Yeah.
Without straining my throat, my vocal cords and whatnot. And yeah, it was great. I didn't lose my voice.
That's
once.
amazing.
29 dates and I not one.
Not one.
40-minute sets every night. Had 2 days off, maybe 3 days off. But yeah, and didn't lose my voice once, man.
I often wondered, like, the Cannibal Corpses or the Barneys of Napalm in the world, how they keep that voice.
Yeah, it's
like,
crazy.
The same. I know you hear stories of like vocalists that don't touch a drop
No.
after the show, and they
Yeah.
just have to go away. But I guess it depends on the kind of music you're doing, doesn't it?
I have found that over the years, boozing after a show does have quite a profound effect on my voice and the strain of it.
Really?
If I've done like a 2-hour set, MCing,
Yeah.
and then get off stage and have a drink, I do feel that the days when I don't drink, I definitely feel not as it's not as
Tight.
It's tight.
Yeah.
Tight.
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 Tight to those pop concerts.
Tight.
Yeah, it's a tough one, isn't it?
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird, but can't help it. Sometimes that bottle of Jack Daniels is eyeing me up.
Yeah. The blessed ones are when you only got the one show, and you've not got the night until the next weekend.
Just get in there, mate.
Get on it.
So yeah, it's been a very interesting, weird, sad, happy journey, like a lot of people, But I feel like it's led me to now.
Yeah, totally.
Feeling good, mate.
And then the whole Tomb Crew thing.
Yeah, flipping out. How did I get into Tomb Crew? Nick from Tomb Crew hit me up on MySpace. I was MCing. I was doing stuff with the Urban Nerds guys.
See, and this is how I came into introduction to this, because the Urban Nerds, they're like a big promotions company out here in
Old
London.
James, old time Mark.
Yeah, good boys, and
And
they.
Romper.
That's it. That's the ones.
Yeah.
And your name kept on coming up in circles around that and the Tomb Crew thing and the whole. I don't know. It felt like because at that time the Urban Nerds lot, they were quite they were rival to some of the other promotions, your Doctor's Orders and your Kung Fu's. They were coming through on like a new.
Yeah, it was a new kind of lineup, because they'd put people like Task Force on stage with Boy Better Know.
Exactly.
They'd put Benga on with
Yeah.
They'd put UK hip hop acts on with and it was the lineups were always really sick. I found some old flyers actually.
Did you?
Online a couple months ago, and there was one New Year's one, and it was sick. It was like Skepta, Flux Pavilion, Close One, me, Fleur D. Crazy mad lineups. Yeah, really sick.
Those big events that they used to do were always I did a carnival one, I think.
I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember that, bro.
That shit was mad.
Yeah, I remember that, man.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was doing stuff with Close One, because Close One became my live DJ for my hip hop stuff.
He's a bad man.
He's an absolute
He used
bad
to do
man.
Spit Kingdom as well.
Hold tight, you.
Big shout out, Close.
Absolute legend. Close.
Yeah.
Still speak to him. It's like my family, that is. So yeah, he was DJing for me, doing the live show, and then how we got in with Urban Nerds, I can't bloody remember exactly, but yeah, it just all kind of happened all really organically,
Yeah.
And so I was doing the Urban Nerds things, and then I think Tomb Crew must have played at one, or we'd encountered each other, and Nick hit me up on MySpace and was like, we're looking for an MC. Are you up for it? And I was like, fuck yeah, go and do some gigs, get some money. You know what I mean? In them days I was broke, bruv. You know what I mean? So I was just like, I need some money, bruv. Like, I wasn't even thinking about the gigs. I was just like, I need some pee, bruv. You know what I mean? And so and then joined Tomb Crew, which was bloody amazing. I had a really good run of good few years with them. I had some really great releases on Trouble and Bass. Excuse me, mate. Just had some chicken wings.
Yeah. Just from up the road.
Just to like bully the hangover.
Chicken Cottage Crew.
Yes, hold tight, you
Hold
lot.
tight.
So yeah, had a load of Black Butter records released. We had a really big single with them. Watch This with Ruby Dan and Juxie D. So that was sick. Yeah, had loads of really cool releases with them. Did a load of shows with them. Played some really cool festivals.
Yeah.
I think Tomb Crew was like I started doing a lot of bigger things with them. It was the first time I'd really travelled quite intensely. and been to Europe and seen parts of the world that I never thought I'd see. Like we went to some really cool places, and it was an epic little journey with them.
Yeah. What's the influences like? What's your sensibilities in terms of your preferred rapper? Like your MCs? I know, I'm gonna throw it out there.
Mate, how's yours could be that shit?
Yeah. Right, because you're so versatile as a host, as an MC, as a recording artist. I know it's going to be hard for you to answer, especially with the genres. Yeah. But there's got to be some heads that you put on in those particular instances.
Oh, I mean, like I grew up listening to Method Man. That was Method Man for me was the guy, bruv. He was flawless on every release to me. Around that era. His first 2 albums, To Cal.
Yeah.
Judgment Day, the Wu-Tang albums. It was always Meth in it. Like,
Meth, yeah.
Got into Ghostface a lot later. But yeah, so Meth, Buster was like a big influence.
Buster, man.
Because flows, innit? I was just like, yo, this guy is like, every time he comes on, you're like, ooh.
Did you ever see the Art of Rap doc?
No, I didn't. I need to.
Oh, Buster's not on it.
Oh,
Neither's Farrah Monch.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
I know.
He's another one.
Another one there.
He's another one. So yeah, from the US, it was them guys. From the UK, I always loved Black Twang. Because I just liked, how he just literally was British. Do you know what I mean? Like, just spoke.
He's like the Nas of Britain.
He was, yeah, he was. And that was, it was Task Force, obviously, Chester and Farmer, salute. Skinny, obviously, big fan of Scrine.
Grime, dude. Yeah.
Scrine is a Don Old-type Ed, smashing it in Hollywood and that fam.
Yeah, he's on that.
that.
He's on that right now.
Yeah. He's just probably laying on a yacht somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. He probably don't even be getting this.
Chilling.
Yeah, he probably ain't got Wi-Fi.
I'm gonna at you, Scrine.
He's on an island with no Wi-Fi.
So yeah, Scrine. Obviously, the Beggars were like a massive, inspiration and influence. When I first heard Pav. Orifice, I was just like, what? And then then I heard Metropolis, I was like, yo, these guys,
two?
like the balance, like content, flows,
Yeah.
beats. I was just like, Dag Nabbit was a don.
Yeah, dude, totally.
So Beggars obviously, big fan of Rams and Bad Bones as well. He's ridiculous. And Double Edge, man, Double Edge. I was,
We were just talking about him. Yeah, he's fucking madness.
Before I was in Problem Child with him and Dabla, I was a super fan of Double Edge. You could go look back on old Double Edge freestyle videos and my comments are there like 7-8 years ago. Yo,
no way,
mate, yes. So Edge again was, so there was a lot of UK guys, but it was like, the Meths, the Nas's, the Mobb Deeps, the Capone and Noriegas, the Boot Camp, Helter Skelter. I was a big fan of them.
Yeah, do you remember that Smith & Wesson album? That first Smith & Wesson album?
What was it called?
Shining.
Ridiculous, bruv.
I heard that the other day at the chip shop in Brixton. And I was like, that, it goes,
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my God, that tune.
Yeah.
Dude.
That was with Boogie, right? Yeah, old type Boogie as well. Big up, man.
Yeah, that's right.
I saw him at Boomtown with, speaking of Pharoah Monch, about 3 years ago. And Pharaoh come up to me and was like, yo, man, your flows are ill. And I was like, what?
Yeah.
Yo, it's
you know what? Just go home.
Yo, it's Pharaoh Monch, bro.
Go home.
I was gassed. Speaking of Boogie, whole time Boogie, man.
You've seen his set, his DJ set. His
absolute legend.
Boogie Blind's DJ set is sick. He throws them out there like some old school stuff and new school.
Yeah. So the obvious ones, and then there's like 9 for me. I was really into 9. He was before DMX, and he had that gruff voice, and he done a lot of stuff. He done that tune with Smooth the Hustler.
Yeah, that's
Make or Take, banger.
Smooth the Hustler.
Sick. Broken language.
Oh my God.
Dan.
I get goosebumps even talking about that.
Me too, bro. Me too. So all them. There was so many, weren't there? Killer Priest was.
Killer Priest
sick,
was another.
Bruv.
Yeah. Oh mate.
There's so many.
With the 9s of their day, and that I guess maybe even ODB, Mystical, DMX.
ODB.
The aggression that comes out of their voices, that's having a renaissance in New York at the moment.
Yeah.
Ain't it?
Yeah, it is, man. I've been listening to this really sick guy from New York called Conway.
No, I heard it.
He's like, it's that raw New York, like, pretty sure he's from New York, man. I'm sure he's from New York.
Oh, check that out.
I'll show you some of his bits. He's sick.
Yeah.
He's on that, like, murder rap shit, Mob Deepy, but just clever punchlines,
Yeah,
sick beats.
see.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yes, it's back, man.
New York's back. It feels like it anyway. Like, well, for a while it went a little bit. You know, some of the ASAP guys went a little bit kind of, you know,
A bit
south.
Yeah, you know, I like the creativity of that stuff, man. You know, because I know what I'm like in the studio. I don't really give a shit. Like,
Yeah, and you just get it together and do it and whatever.
but yeah, I don't know. You know, I think it had to go through all that. Don't get me wrong, they're sick, but I wasn't particularly a massive fan of that style of stuff. Like Joey Badass, have you heard him?
Yeah, he's
Sick.
great.
Yeah, so he's from New
Dave
York.
East.
Yeah, Dave East is dope as well. So yeah, loads of influences, man. Like, you know, a lot of influences. And these were all guys I was listening to religiously. I always had a headphone in. Like, so when it came to me writing and being a lyricist, I took inspiration from a lot.
Yeah.
You know, like, you know, tried to be deep and a bit scientific with it sometimes. The Killer Priesty type, you know, but then have that sick flow of meth, but then try throw some Buster in there, but then be British like Black Twang and Task Force, and you know what I mean. So there was all these really great voices in my head, which inspired me. I like to think.
Ain't it funny that?
And then the garage thing,
Yeah, and then the D&B thing.
and then the D&B
yeah.
thing, you know. So I had that in the back of my mind
Yeah.
always, you know, remembering Skibber. BBDRBDLCKIE, move with my DJ. Listen, oh, that was
Because
that.
you do have that flow. It's funny, isn't it? How you're the people that have the most influential voices, because your voice is very distinctive, but your influences are so broad. But the influences you're talking about ain't actually in reference to what you sound like.
Yeah.
I think it's just the adaptation. You know, I always think like, what would Kurt Cobain? He's influenced by all sorts of people, but can you imagine being Kurt Cobain and not having a Kurt Cobain in your life? That's a mad one.
Yeah, that's a mad one, that, isn't it?
Sorry, I just came into my head. But that is a mad one, isn't it?
Little bit of brain food for you there. Something to think about.
that.
Think about that.
Who do your idols idolise?
Think about that shit. Yeah, who do your idols idolise, fam? Yeah.
So, yeah, Problem Child.
Problem Child, Dabbler, Double Edge, me, some guy.
That must have been mad suddenly working with Double Edge and being like,
I was gassed, bro.
Yeah.
Straight gassed. I'd obviously known some guy who's the producer, hold tight him, Philippines in the house, happy belated birthday.
even more belated by the time this comes out.
In it, oh yeah, well tight.
Hold
Hold
tight
tight all your
anyway.
birthdays, man. Happy birthday forever, bro. So, doing ones. So, so they sent me a tune to feature on, which was, I believe it was All Day Long off the Confessions of a Normal Human Being album. If you haven't heard it, go have a listen. It's very good. It's very good. They sent me that beat. It was either that or Sheep. I think they sent me them both. And they were like, jump on one of these. And I was like, wow, this is mental. It's like some 140 BPM.
Oh, right.
Crazy shit.
Oh, nice.
Had not heard Double Edge on something like that. So I was like, raw, I got to come with my A game. And it was 32 bars as well. No 16s, 32s. You know what I mean? So I was like, boy, I got to like...
Bit of time to settle in there.
Yeah, I got to really get the pen right for this one. So jumped on it, smashed it. Thank you, writing gods, for blessing me that day. Smashed it, like absolutely smashed it. Sent it back to them, they loved it. And then, yeah, I was just like, no, do you know what? This isn't enough.
Really?
I want in.
Really?
I want to be in this group. Because I wasn't. Because it was Edge, Dabbler, and some guy. They'd already formed Problem Child, and they were trying to like get more tracks together. Got on this feature, and I just phoned up. We always forget this, and it's me and Dabs and some guy. Like, who was it? I think it was some guy. I called him up, and I was like, "Yes, bruv. I want in. I want to be in Problem Child, bruv. Like, what are you saying?" And he's like, "What do you mean? Like, what you want to jump on?" And I was like, "No, I want to be in this group. Like, what are you saying?
Yeah,
I think it works."
How do we make this happen?
I was like, "I think it works," and he was like, "Yeah, you're right. Let me just phone Dabs." Or maybe Dabs phone... some guy phoned Dabs, and I think Dabs was like shopping somewhere, like in Tesco. She's like, I'm just going to ring Dabs, I'll ring you back. So I'm like sat there, I'm like, might be part of a rap group. I've never been in a rap group before. Like, yo, this is dope. So then some guy belled me back and was like, yeah, man, they love the idea. You're in.
No, it's
I'm going to send you another beat now. I was
I
like,
love
all
it
right.
when that happens.
Yeah.
I love it.
So I put the phone down, and then I was like, fuck, I'm in a rap group, bro.
Yeah.
You know, I'd always been a rapper and always listened to rap groups, but then I was like, wow, I'm in a...
And you with peers that you spar with, that you're inspired
It
by.
was sick.
Yeah.
You know, Dabla is a genius. Flows, some guy, beats, genius.
Yeah.
Edge, genius. So I was like, yeah, sick. Wow, this is going to make me step my game up. I was on my way to Manchester to do a show with Zed Bias at a festival called, I can't remember. But this was a good few years ago. Anyway, so I get cops on the train was ram out. You know, that Manchester Friday,
Standard.
like rush hour thing.
Yeah.
Luckily had a seat.
Hate it.
And then the email come through like 20 minutes into the journey. So like, this business dude sat opposite me there. This chick sat next to me there. Don't know, I can't remember who was sat there. But I remember the business dude, so I was like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm there in my hood, like, whatever, like, a bit lean. I'd bun the zoot before I got on the train, so I was just a bit like, It's got this beat come through. It was Sheep. I don't know if you've listened to the full album.
No.
I'll play it to you after.
Yeah,
but it's this
definitely.
tune called Sheep, and the beat is nuts, mate. Like, I didn't know what it was. It's just loud and like a bit obnoxious and aggy, and the bars on it, I was like, raw. I was on the train, like, gassed.
Mate. Yeah.
And I remember them looking at me thinking, this guy's, you know, tapped in their head. And I was just like, oh my God. Like,
Yeah.
Right. So I wrote the bars on the train to Manchester. That was the second tune.
Perfect timing.
Yeah. So then, it grew from that, innit? Just, you know, then just started going to some guy's studio, like,
And where's that based?
he's in Harrow. Every
Yeah.
Tuesday, we used to go and do sessions.
Yeah.
Studio session Tuesdays. Yeah, just went. And I'm from the band thing. I learned how to write very quickly. Because like I said about the looping thing, just my brain had to work really quick. So if I liked to loop or something, they were doing a riff or whatever, I had to be like,
You just
right,
gotta get on it,
I have to get the idea now, because I can't be like, oh, play that for 4 hours.
Yeah.
Quick. So so I went and spent a lot of time with some guy, and during the day I go and I'd do like 4 or 5 ideas with him. You know, he'd start making beats, and I'd just quickly write the bars and put them down.
Oh, bish bash.
So all the songs were kind of formed with me and him, because I was just on it, bro. You know, I was just like, yo, I want to come around and make music. Like, let's get this album done. So we got the album done, and it came out, and it did well. We rushed it a bit, to be honest. We could have taken our time a bit more, but just eager to get it out.
Yeah.
So it was a bit of a rush job. But we shot some really cool videos and put it out there, and it was really well received. Everyone was like, raw, this group's sick, you lot are sick, blah, blah,
The
blah,
videos,
blah.
man. I remember the videos.
Yeah, the videos were cool, man.
Yeah.
They were really cool, and they were really fun to do. And we did a load of really cool shows. And I mean, I like to think we'd do something again, but, you know.
Door's open then.
The door is open, yeah. I think, you know, Edge is, you know, he's got a lot of stuff going on. All good stuff, but he's just a busy man. I don't think he has much time for music at the moment, so, which is a shame, because, you know, I'm always like, yo, man, come on, please rap. Like anytime I'm with him, I'm like, just rap. Can you just rap for me? Like, just do a rap, do a bar, and he just goes off the head, and I'm just like, mate, please come studio. It's G. But yeah, so the door's open. Like, we just dropped that. Well, I say we dropped that single with Beggars, innit?
Yeah,
The What You Want thing with Ramesh Ranganathan. Hold tight, him, very supportive, sick guy.
I mean, yeah, and then we're going into this chapter, which is the whole Foreign Beggars. The more, because you do a lot of solo stuff as well.
Yeah.
Like stuff you was doing with Amy, you know, D. Scott.
Hold tight, you.
Yeah, man. Like,
Sister.
yeah,
Man.
believe. Awesome. And this whole Foreign Beggars thing, it just felt like such a natural match. Some of these shows and features you was doing, it's like, it really felt like an organic bridge into like their world.
It was, man. It was, and I was absolutely honoured and a bit shocked to be asked to do those shows, you know? Because, you know, obviously, you know, Pav, you know, he couldn't get to a couple of the shows for one reason or another, and yeah, I got asked to do them. And I was like, wow, man, like, you want me to step in Pav's shoes and be on stage in front of, you know, thousands and thousands of people and represent Beggars for an hour?
But I can't think of anyone better to do it.
Ah, mate, thank
For
you.
real.
Thank you.
Like, I know we talked about this, and it's quite. One thing that we mentioned last time we was together was the Beggars' relentlessness and tenacity to kind of keep evolving and doing it's become an institution, you know what I mean? Like the way they connect with different new acts but still represent the heritage and the kind of currentness of what's going on. They're really in the centre of it all.
They are.
And yeah, I think one of the things that holds strong to you in a similar identity is like, because you cross-pollinate your stuff in genres, work with different people, always hosting. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's why I can see it.
I'm always up to something.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. It was ridiculous. It was incredibly fun, and it helped me grow. And I like to think it helped them grow, and it, you know, everyone got something really positive from it. I think, which was great. And now we have this very incredible relationship, you know, where they're literally like family now. And I remember sending them a message, you know, on MySpace, bruv, like asking them to, you know, how can I collaborate with you? How, like, you know, and to now be like family is it's wonderful, man. Life holds many surprises, bruv.
Yeah, how's that work? Because, like, I can't remember myself doing it, although I have no doubt whatsoever that I did. And at the time, you're just working on pure, like, synergy and presumption that it's just going to you're going to find your way. But what are we thinking when we're just, like, posting off to MySpace or posting off saying, hey, work with me? There's literally no proof other than the right words in the way you type it and how you can. It's like it's quite a long shot, isn't it, when you think about it?
It really is, man. I hit up quite a few people back then. I remember hitting up Ty for some advice. It's just like, is there anything, you know, because I was literally just starting out. I was on my own. I was just like, I need to get people to hear my music, and what's a good way to get shows. I really want to gig and all that. So yeah, I just
What kept you going?
What kept me going?
Yeah, what was the tenacity of, like,
fear of going mad, bruv. You know, fear of being overwhelmed by my thoughts and my creativity, and fear of, like, it was a coping mechanism for Jim, you know. It was very traumatic how he passed away, and I was with him at the time. It was the most difficult thing I've ever endured in my life. It was very difficult. You know, I essentially saw my best friend pass away.
Wow.
It was a dark time, man. And literally music kept me sane.
Wow.
It kept me, like,
It was a catalyst.
Yeah, I just found something that I was able to vent through, and something that, you know, when I felt anxious or frustrated or depressed, I could go to it and do it, and I would feel all right for a bit. You know, and I was drinking a lot, taking a lot of fucking substances, and, you know.
Another coping thing.
Yeah, just partying, you know, just like that era as well. There's a lot of raving going on, so it's just like, I have one of them, and have some of that, and, you know, it was dark, man, because that shit's not good. You know, when you're down, the worst thing you can do is party and take, take stuff and drink stuff, and you put yourself in more of a hole. So yeah, it was just like something that lifted me up every time, and then when I started doing bigger things, man, and realizing that, I was getting the respect from some people that I bloody respect, and those people inadvertently helped me, listening to their music, and then knowing that they were like, oh, this guy's he's good.
He's all right, yeah.
Yeah, he's all right. Like, he's got energy.
Early doors, and they're already invested.
Yeah, and I've always had the support of these people. So that was another thing that kept me going, because I was like, well, all right, I made a little mark for myself here. I might as well keep pushing. And I just enjoyed the travel and the world, and getting to see parts of the world, bruv, from music. Like, to me, that's the dream. Not signing to a label, not having loads of money, just being happy within yourself that you're
being rich in the real sense.
Yeah, that music, something so organic from you, translates to them wherever they are.
Something from fucking nothing.
Something from fucking nothing.
Nothing
at all. So yeah, that was another thing that kept me going, bruv. And just the excitement of what's next. You know what I mean? Because how tough the industry is, bruv. It's like, it's a horrible country.
But like what you're saying is like, because I come from a background of a more kind of working class area, part of the world, and I come from a village of like 3,000 people. It's like how to define yourself within that is pretty easy, but you just want more. You've got to get out, and I don't think you recognise the hustle of the music industry when there's another motivation behind you, driving you forward.
Absolutely.
And maybe that was probably was the case.
Yeah.
At that time.
Well, it was never. I've had to remind myself of it recently again, because like there's highs and lows and with music. As always, being a creative, man, your brain's like some days, and other days it's like and other days it's like you never know what you're gonna get some days. And I've just had to remind myself why I do it and why I started doing it. And that little young guy that started MCing, like I remember the buzz I got off of completing a lyric and putting it down and then doing it to a crowd and having a reaction. It weren't about the money then, because I weren't getting no money, It weren't about money for 10 years, because I weren't getting no money. I'm still not getting, like, money, do you know what I mean? Like, I get paid for a show now.
Yeah.
I ain't rich, bruv. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not...
It's consistency. At least gives you validation to keep going.
Well, yeah, it's just, like, cool, getting paid for your, 14, however many years later.
It's blessed, isn't it? It's
good. Mate. Yes. I can't complain, really, bruv. Like, life's been weird, interesting, great, shit. But I'm still here. I'm still here. So,
what about your metal then?
Just got to
Let's talk metal.
Let's talk metal.
What's your influences? Who's in your record box? Pantera.
Phil, man. I love Phil.
Yeah.
I think one of my proudest moments was one of the reviews we got from Metal Hammer, and they were like, if you crossed Phil Anselmo from Pantera, I can never pronounce his second name right. Phil
Anselmo.
Anselmo. Anyway, Phil from Pantera with Roots Maneuver.
Ooh,
bro,
that's
them
cold.
ones. So that I was like raw. So little gasment there.
Yeah.
So Pantera. I got into metal quite late. To be honest, I was never really into it. When I heard my mates listening to it, I used to be like, what is this devil music, bro? Fuck me, what's wrong with him, man? He's sad, bro. So but I was a big fan of the early Korn stuff, early Limp Bizkit albums. Used to love a bit of Incubus, obviously the obvious ones, the Slayers, the Megadeths, the AC/DCs, really big fan of like Meshuggah, who are like
who are they?
Black metal, like technical, crazy, like.
Right. Where from? What states?
No idea. They're American. They're from the States. Yeah, System of a Down, obviously, like Lamb of God. Sugar, like all those guys, man.
Yeah.
And like Skin Dread. Do you remember a band called Skin Dread?
From Wales, isn't he?
Yeah. Lead vocalist was called Benji. He heckled me once. Benji. We will cross paths again.
Yes.
Nah, it's all good. He was bloody funny. But he heckled me.
They're a great band.
Yeah, they were sick. Vampire Killer, man. Vampire Killer.
Yeah. Sick.
So those guys. That was it. Was it was the new metal kind of era, and then I kind of went back on myself and discovered the older stuff. Like the Cold Chamber and what was another band? It was a really cool band. Slipknot was sick.
Dude.
Slipknot was sick.
I was late to the Slipknot party myself.
Slipknot was sick, mate. The first and second album, nuts. I saw them live twice, bruv.
Oh, you seen them live? Oh,
mate.
Yeah.
Like,
I see them live.
I think the drummer's called Joey. No, the vocalist is called Corey. The drummer's Joey something.
Yeah.
Corey. So the drummer, the second show I saw them, the first show I saw them, they were just in their boiler suits and their masks, and it was quite a low budget, but it weren't as extravagant as the second show. The second show, it was fire, pyrotechnics,
things spinning in the air,
crazy shit. And like I think it was at Wembley. I saw them actually. The drummer was strapped into a harness in a pentagram, and through the song, he started going up and turning.
Shut
and
up!
And he was spinning, bro, while playing.
Because he used to have the double kicks from hell, man.
Yeah, bruv. So Slipknot. When I saw that, I was like, I was a fan of them, but I wasn't like they're really cool. But when I saw them live, I was like, whoa, these guys are serious. Proper. Saying that, our first ever gig before Slipknot were even, no one had heard them. We had the boiler suits. We wore boiler suits on stage.
Yeah.
Yeah, with our like logo spray painted on the back.
Dude, I had a story, right? And I could be wrong, you check the comments, don't judge me, okay? But they were, Rage Against the Machine were doing one of their first shows over here, and after the first warm pack, they had people come in and just kind of clear away the set. They were all in suits, boiler kind of things, and they were just putting all the decks, all the bits and bobs together. And then they literally just turned around and started fucking playing, and it was fucking Rage.
Wow.
They were playing the backline guys.
Rage.
They literally, Rage Against the Scene, and it went nuts.
That's when
people didn't even expect them to come in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So sick, Rage, man. Tom Morello on guitar.
You seen the Prophets of Rage that I want to see that live.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
who's that? It's Public Enemy, Chuck D in it.
Yeah.
And Cypress Hill. Be Real. Zach De La Rocha. Tom Morello.
No, Zach's not in it.
Is he not?
No.
Oh.
But it's the rest of I think it's the rest of Rage, the band.
Sick.
Tom Morello in it.
Tom Morello's a G, man. Just guitar up here, innit?
Yeah.
That was
it, bro. Totally,
stiff, bro.
Yeah.
It was all hot, but it looked like a plank of wood, bro.
It was like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I swear there was, I might be wrong. Don't judge me. But there was an instance where he had like a Swiss Army knife. And he's like, he was doing something on the whammy bar.
No.
And he's like, yeah, but he's like doing something with a bloody Swiss Army knife. I can't remember. I'll go YouTube it.
And that's a threat. It's a threat when your guitarist is like using a knife
to play his shit, bro. Fly out of it.
Yeah.
So Rage, obviously, you know. Saying that, we were chilling at home the other day and I ended up putting one of their songs on and we watched the whole concert every week.
Always the way.
Sick.
Always the way.
Yeah, because I'm doing another band thing.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we talked about this.
Yeah.
Which kind of leads me into my next segue. What's up with that?
Prav, who's drummed for many people, played for Gentleman's Dub Club.
Oh yeah,
times.
okay.
Yeah. A few Beggars, obviously the Beggars live thing, because he's the brother of Pav from Beggars.
That's right.
One of four. I think there's 4 brothers, isn't there?
Really?
Yeah, and a sister.
Oh.
Big old family. But yeah, Prav. So it's Prav on drums and the miraculous, wonderful, tremendous, superb, fatty bass man from Submotion Orchestra. And again, he's played with and for everyone. Really, really cool.
Wow.
And myself. And that is some high energy shit, bruv.
Yeah, I bet.
Punky, grimy.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, again, just like really organic thing. Fatty hit me up on Facebook. Never met. I think we'd crossed paths, but I didn't really know him. Just got this message. Hey, man, like putting together this project. Your name's come up numerous times in conversation about it. I want someone that does heavier stuff with bars.
With aggression? And
just like screamy shit again, like straight heavy stuff. And would you be interested? And straight away I was like, fuck yeah. Like, this is, I've really missed being in a band. Really miss it. I miss that energy and I miss doing the heavier stuff.
I think it comes at the right time because I think that with the social climate being the way it is, like, I mean, it's not a hark back into punk era, but there is definitely like some aggression needs to get out.
Oh,
people,
yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah. 1,000,000%. Like we were saying earlier, man. Yeah. There's a lot of chips on shoulders.
Yeah, man.
It feels at the moment. There's a lot of tension.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was obviously like, hell yeah, man. This sounds right up my street. I'd be honoured. And then did a little research into Fatty and was like, wow, this guy's like
Bad.
He's earned his stripes, mate. He's serious. I was very honoured. So yeah, doing that at the moment, which is really cool. Got some great things to announce.
Gonna be gigging.
Yeah.
Nice.
Got some festivals already.
Oh, brilliant.
We ain't putting music out.
Great. Yeah.
Which is wicked, do you know what I mean? We've been booked off the back of our names and what we've done.
That's awesome.
So that's pretty bloody exciting. And yeah, man. So yeah, doing that. So yeah.
Goldie, Flux Pavilion, Foreign Beggars, a consistent conveyor belt of like you jumping up and hosting with legends that you back in the day would have been like, well, fuck a duck. Can I believe I'm doing this now?
13, 14-year-old me would have never believed that I would have been on stage with Goldie, flying around the world, eating pizza in a little Italian restaurant, sat opposite Goldie, having a chat with him, like, yeah, got a gig tonight.
Yeah.
All thanks to Pav, man, that happened. Problem Child were playing at a festival in Iceland. Hold tight, Fred, Secret Solstice. Big up you, mate. Lovely chap. And we were playing at this festival 4 days of daylight. It doesn't get dark. It's just stays light.
Oh,
yeah.
Them ones.
Mad
I
thing,
know, it's
bro.
mad.
Well, I tell you, mad thing.
No
you
wonder
know.
these people get depressed over there.
Mad thing, you know.
They don't sleep.
Mad thing. So yeah, we were playing that. Got off the plane, still had my backpack on. Me and the missus like trudging through. Like, let's go to the festival site and have a little look around. Just heard drum and bass. You know,
Yeah.
can't remember what tune it was. It was a Metalheadz tune, and I recognised like, we're going there. Like, marched over, beer. You know, we had because the guy that runs the festival is a really, really old good friend, like affiliated with the ATG guys and all that.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, so family business. So we got well looked after. So yeah, just like rocked up. Pav saw me because he was hosting for Goldie. Yeah, man, you know, I can't do his voice. His voice is mad. Yeah, no one can do Pav's voice apart from Pav. But yeah, he just heard his voice. Illa, you know, come here. You know, went round to the back of the stage and he's like, come, bruv, get up on the stage, man. Like,
Love it.
what?
Love it.
Nah, come, bruv, take the mic, man. So, bruv, it's Goldie. And he's looked at Goldie. Obviously, Goldie's like Goldie, do you know what I mean? Like, if you don't want you in this set.
Yeah, you don't know where you're treading when you jump on without him giving the nod.
You're not getting on his set, do you know what I mean? So he's looked over, and whether, I don't know, he just went, yeah, sweet. So I just went on, like, just,
Oh my God.
just jumped me and Pav back to back with Goldie, bruv.
Just-
Mad on drum and bass. So, like, he's
Madness.
mixing this tune, and I was like, this is my moment, I'm going to do a mad boy, I'm coming some mad flow, like a raggery type, you know, gruff up the voice a bit, and I just done it, and he just started cutting, and he looked at me and went, fucking hell, you know, and I was
Love
like,
it.
oh, I'm gassing Goldie.
Love it.
And then obviously Pav, you know, and we just went back to back. And yeah, just, you know, it began from that. Then got his number. No, I think we had another encounter. And he recognised me and he was like, yeah, jump on again. And then we exchanged numbers. And I remember he called me once at like 10:30 in the night. Me and my missus were sat on the sofa watching. What were we watching? Maybe Big Bang Theory. Love that show. But yeah, people don't like it, man. It's like, I love it.
It's on a lot. That's what it is.
Binge watch that show.
Go.
I've watched like it probably 5 or
Big
6
Bang
times. I love it.
Conrank says I look like the dude.
Sheldon Cooper. Oh shit. You look like yeah, shit. Oh, man,
He shouted me for that because it's true. He always says, "You
Old
look
tight
like
Conrank
this."
as well,
Old
man.
tight
Yes,
Conrank.
Dickens. You absolute
Yeah, you went
ledge.
to Connie too, didn't you?
Yeah, he took me out to China. But just throw that in there. I went to China to do music. Because again, I just
another
forget, and I'm
day.
like, raw.
You know?
You know.
Yeah, but you're humble with it because you know I can tell. You just know you as a person. You're all about the experience, and I think that's why these people they want to book. Yeah, they want to do collaborations because you know what I mean.
It's got to be that way, innit?
Yeah,
really?
it's got to be that way.
It's got to be that way, man.
You know what I mean?
But yeah, so the Goldie thing, back on that. Yeah, he rang me at like 10:30. Just sat on the sofa with my missus, like, phones rang. Goldie.
Better take that.
Goldie. Hello. All right, mate. Yeah, you. It's Goldie, innit? I know. Like, yes, bruv. He's like, yeah, I think he was in Prague. Yeah, I'm just in Prague in a hotel room. He's like, how are you? I said, yeah, I'm good, mate. How are you?
Yeah.
Yeah, just
Come on.
I don't know. I think he must have just been in a hotel room. As we all know, hotel rooms can be very lonely places and a bit shit sometimes. So you're just like, I'm gonna just follow me mates. And he decided to ring me up, and he started playing me snippets of his new album down the phone.
Oh God. Yeah.
I was on the phone to him about 45 minutes, and I'm looking at my missus like, it's fucking Goldie, like just having a chat with me, like, you know, gassed. And then I hadn't really explained or, you know, I just made it clear to him that I wanted to MC to more drum and bass. And that's something I've always really wanted to do a lot more of, is drum and bass stuff. And I have got to do some fucking really cool stuff. But I was like, do you know what? I'm going to ring him up. I'm going to ring him up and say I want to MC for you.
Oh, good for you. That's all right.
And my missus was like, do it. And I was like, I'm going to. I'm going to call him up tomorrow. And I'm just going to say, I want to do some shows with you. What's the deal? How do we do this? And I rang him, and he was in Thailand. Hello, mate. All right. Yeah. First of all, man, like, you know, fucking massive fan. Fuck off with all that. He said to me, like, yeah. I said, no, you know, mate, like, you're a legend, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, cool. You know, what's happening? I said, well, I'd love to do some more shows with you, in all honesty.
Yeah.
You know, I really enjoyed the little bits we've done, and yeah, I'd like to. Yeah, all right, cool. What's your email?
Yeah.
All right, I'm emailing my agent now. All right, speak to you. No, stay on the line. I'm doing it now. All right.
Yeah.
So he emailed his agent. You know, just a very small email. Hello, introducing illaman. I want him on my sets.
Bingo.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, like what? Safe. The email comes. He's like, yeah, just know, drop a reply. Blah blah blah. Blah. Then
Fuck, he was waiting.
2 days later, got an email from the agent, Hannah, and then she was like, "You free for a chat?" In the next couple of days, she called me up. What kind of feed you want? Yeah, got these 3 shows coming up. Can you do them? All right, cool. So went to like Bucharest with him.
See, and that's the lesson, isn't it?
Do it.
Don't
Just do
procrastinate,
it.
Do it.
Just do it. Do you know what I mean? Like, so what have you got to lose, man? Like, the worst thing he was going to say was, nah.
Yeah.
You know what? He's not going to be like,
Got to be in it to win it.
yeah. So I did that, and ended up doing a real cool run of shows with him last year. Probably do some more with him this year at some point, I'm sure. But yeah, that was Goldie. Hold tight, him.
So much.
Yeah.
Over a short period of time, mate.
Bundles, mate.
Huh?
More coming.
More coming.
More incoming.
Loads more stuff.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, Killa fucking podcast with the one and only, the illaman.
An absolute pleasure, my brother.
Yes, my bro.
So
That's
good
my
to
bro.
see this gentleman. Respect, brother, as always, man. Thanks for having me, mate.
Stay lucky out there, all right?
Be nice.